Hey guys, and welcome to Janet being Janet. Okay, let's get a couple of things out of the way real fast. One, why am I wearing sunglasses inside? Simple and easy. I like to irritate my husband. He doesn't like sunglasses that are big and colorful, so I buy every cheap pair that I can find just to bother him and irritate him. It's the easy things in life that makes me smile. Okay, and the next thing, you see this horse's butt on the screen? It's there for a reason. It's because he's full of crap, and so am I. Everything on this channel is for entertainment purposes and only entertainment purposes. All I do is express my opinions and only my opinions, and that's all it's ever going to be here. Because over here, I'm just having a little bit of fun on YouTube. That's pretty much it. Alright guys, let's get into the nitty gritty. I am going to be going over the live stream that is between Beck and Destiny. And from what I hear, this gets into a little bit of doozy-woozy parts. So we're going to see what kind of juice we can get going on Miss Amberlynn and see what kind of trouble we can cause, right? These things look kind of weird on me. I don't know how long these things are going to last. I'm being honest with you. Yeah, I don't know about this too much. We'll figure out as we go.
Hey guys, this video is going to be a collaboration with Destiny. As you guys know, Destiny reached out to me wanting to make a few videos together. I thought that was a great idea because Destiny was around for a lot of the time that I was with Amber. I wanted to have a conversation with her about her experiences with Amber and our shared experiences with her. I
think this is one of the best ideas ever. You want to know why? Because I think we're all interested in seeing Amberlynn behind the scenes because we know how nasty she can be.
While talking with Destiny, she shared with me screenshots of conversations that she had with Amber. Some of these screenshots showed some emotional and financial manipulation that felt very similar to what had happened with me.
Amberlynn is a very manipulative person, but she denies it. And so if we're going to see proof from Beck's side, then this is going to get really, really interesting. I'm sure y'all have already seen it, but I haven't. So this is going to be fun for me.
There are some extreme differences between mine and Destiny's stories, but I thought it would be interesting for both of us to go through these screenshots together and talk about them.
Oh yes, you certainly want a disclaimer up there whenever it comes to talking about Amberlynn. Because she'll come after you, and it's not a good thing either.
Destiny, please answer your phone. I need you. You are freaking me out. Your texts aren't coming in.
Sorry.
We had plans today.
We still do. I just got up, okay?
I miss you. Well, I remember when that happened, it was the first time I hung out with Dana. And, I didn't plan on spending the night.
They are just diving right in, aren't they? There's no easing into it or anything. It's just kind of like, okay, you want the drama? We're going to go ahead and bring it to you. So we're here for it.
But it just kind of happened. Nothing like that happened. It just,
right.
And, I guess I had told her that we would go and do stuff the next day. I guess we had planned that, but I didn't think she was going to make a big deal about it. Honestly, I was just clearly, we were already broken up. We had been broken up for 2 weeks.
We are talking about the same Amberlynn, correct? I think we are. Amberlynn makes a big deal about everything whenever it's not her.
Right. And it's at that point, why would she even be that's just kind of weird to be doing after a breakup anyway. Usually when people break up, they don't see each other anymore.
I know, but we still lived together. And then that was another thing when we were still living together.
I get that.
And on top of that, Amberlynn had all the exes sleep with her in the same bed because she had separation issues and anxiety. So why wouldn't Amberlynn still expect Destiny to run her around everywhere?
We had a guest room and she wouldn't let me sleep in the guest room. I still had to sleep in the bed with her. And
right. She did the same thing to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be one of these things where I just need to shut my mouth, right? Just shut my mouth and just go ahead and let them talk. And I just need to listen for a little bit longer. I just don't know when to interrupt and when not to.
And, it was rough. And then Like I said, I was hanging out with Dana. I went over there. I didn't even go over there till like 7 o'clock that night. Like I spent all day that Saturday with her.
Wait, you spent all that day Saturday with Amber Lynn?
Yeah, like I didn't go see Dana until like it was after 7 o'clock.
Even if you spent all day with Amber Lynn, that's still not long enough. You're not supposed to leave Amber Lynn until Amber Lynn's ready for you to leave, which is usually not ever. So you should know this by now, Destiny.
So she expected you to come back the next day and have all these plans with her?
No, she expected me to come back still that night. I wasn't supposed to spend the night. Like I said, it just kind of happened.
Right, but I mean, who cares? You're not her partner anymore.
Exactly. And like at that point in time, we were going like every Sunday because at that job we worked at, most of the time we were only off on Sundays. So Sundays were for like, she always wanted to go to Lexington and spend money and do all these things.
No, never. Not Amber Lynn. Amber Lynn wouldn't want to go somewhere and just spend a lot of money and just run around. No.
And I just, like I said, we did it every Sunday. So like, why did one time that you missed it matter that much?
Right.
And she always wanted to go to the movies not till like 10 o'clock at night. Like,
why so late?
Exactly. Why? But get there like an hour early to pick a seat and get situated and all that stuff. I think it's in like these messages in the next couple of them. You'll see she says something about getting there early to get a seat and get snacks and all that.
But when Destiny and her were together, they did go on late videos. Yeah, listen to me. Late movies. I remember that. Like the Star Wars and things like that. Didn't they go to late movies together? I do believe so. They always tried to go late. They didn't go to the early ones.
Okay, that's all right. I have seen most of these, but I still feel like there's probably some things I haven't seen yet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, when I sent you these ones, it was like 152 screenshots.
Yeah, no, it was a lot.
Whoa, okay, yeah, nope, my phone, my computer, everything would be an overload at this point.
I miss you too.
Do you really?
Yes, I'll be home when I get home, be thinking what we are doing today. Sorry, be thinking about what we're doing today.
It is Sunday. Things close sooner. Come home soon.
Okay.
Are we eating somewhere? What did you want to text me? I don't know like what she means by what did you want to text me? Because like I don't know really why we were on here messaging. I know that we had both just got new phones.
Most likely you weren't paying attention to where she was messaging you the first time, and so she had to use a different way to get a hold of you. One way or another, she's going to get a hold of you when she wants to.
We had both switched from an iPhone to an Android, and then she hated it, but they wouldn't let her give the phone back, so then she just started using her iPhone again. But I had an Android, and I think she used Messenger because she couldn't see my red receipts.
Oh, yeah, that's whenever she started carrying around two phones.
Yep, that's one thing. I always said she had two phones because she always said she used one and she filmed with one because one had a better camera. But then Amber Lynn started saying, no, that's not true. Only had one phone. And so when she's pulling up all these old text messages now from her other phone, her old phone, she says, oh no, I still just have one phone. No, that's not how it was back then. You had two.
Yes.
Yeah.
She would still she had service to the Android for a while and still vlogged and stuff with the iPhone because she refused to vlog with anything else.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, Destiny, for proving that one of her lies is not right.
And then she got really over that phone, and that comes into messages. I think it's a good bit away from these ones, but you see me and her arguing about this whole phone thing.
Right. Nothing, just said I would.
Do you want to do those things today? I'm almost ready.
Okay.
You on your way? I'm too excited to get out of the house.
Not yet. Soon, though.
Do you get somebody else to take him somewhere, Miss Amber? You can. Don't always rely on Destiny. Oh yeah, you always rely on your ex. because they're not done with you until they're completely done with you. Like, wipe their hands clean of you. That's the only time they can be done with you, because the rest of the time, you think you own them.
Are you excited to hang out with me?
Yes.
I'm sorry for all the calls and texts. I just feel like my heart is being ripped out of my chest slowly. In a way, I feel like I'm handling it better than I could be. Wants to give me pills.
What pills? The F?
Anxiety pills, I guess.
Or where would she get those?
She has them.
Okay, so back then she was saying that she suffered from anxiety. But it's untreated anxiety? Is that what she's trying to say? So she's getting anxiety pills from somebody else. Or she didn't. See, this is where it starts crossing them lines of what was she trying to diagnose herself with back then.
Are you on your way now?
Not yet.
But there are a lot of things I want to do. I don't want to be rushed, and it looks like I'm going to have to be. And I want to go and buy the movie theater ticket way early and get the seat I want. We were supposed to do my hair today before we did anything.
Okay.
Listen, this is what I was talking about when I said I had to pick her hair.
Pick her hair? Okay, like, pick? I have natural curly hair, so that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Is picking the hair. So Amberlynn couldn't take care of herself back then? Wow. And Destiny stayed around her?
Her hair, like the way that she left it, it was in a bun. And then, like, I don't know. Her hair was so long. It went past her butt. And she kept it in that bun all the time. Well, she had kept it in that bun, and
it got matted, didn't it?
It not only did it get matted, but it was the front of her, like how my hair does this, like the front of hers, she had kept doing it like that.
Okay, they were starting to make me feel bad just a little bit because mine's long and I keep it in a bun. But I don't swoop mine over, none of that stuff. And yes, I have to use a pick sometimes to get through it. So I was about to start feeling bad there for a minute. Well, good thing they changed that.
But it was super long, and she kept just curving it kind of with her head and tucking it into the bun. And I don't know. I had the picture for so long on my phone of the way it looked, because I was just you look crazy right now.
Oh, and hey, in my defense, the reason why I have it up in the bun most of the time is because my horse likes to eat it. One horse out of all of them likes to grab hold of my hair and likes to eat it, especially if I have it down. He thinks he gets to eat, it's my husband's horse, but he thinks he gets to always eat my hair, and he's done it since he was little. Mean old horse.
Yeah.
But she wanted me to fix her hair from not being like that before we went and did anything. But when I finally did do that, it took me 3 hours.
Wait, so this entire time, whenever she said we were supposed to do my hair today before we did anything, she meant that you were supposed to pick her hair.
Okay, so yeah, pick her hair. So picking her hair is like a pick. Did I stop it? I stopped it too soon. I stopped it too soon.
Yeah.
I thought this entire time you were supposed to take her to get her hair done.
No, I couldn't get her to. I mean, she wouldn't have gone with it like that. But for a long time, I told her she needed to go and get it trimmed, because a couple weeks before we broke up, she tried to trim it herself, and she just like I said, it was past her butt. She threw it over her head and then tried to just cut straight across the ends.
That's what she always did to herself. She would always cut it herself, but she would do like this, and she started bringing it around front, and then she would cut it around the front. But I thought the same thing as Beck. The way the text message reads and the way it comes across is that she was taking her to go get her hair done. But, oh, okay. Well, two girlfriends had to do Amberlynn's hair. I would have just went in there and I would have said, okay, you got 2 options. We're going to cut it or we're going to cut it.
And it ended up
do that.
like this. Like it was in like a V because it wasn't even. She had so many dead ends. And I was like, now it looks like crap. And now you have to cut off even more. So then I had to cut it straight across. And it was straight across. But then she kept putting it up in that bun, like I said, and it turned into that mess.
Yeah.
But when she was with Destiny, she used to always brush her hair. Like when they first got together, you would see her always brushing her hair. So I wonder at what point did it become to where she stopped brushing her hair and fully taking care of herself? Was it whenever Destiny left her and Destiny started dating Dana? Did she just finally give up on herself and quit taking care of herself? Wonder if that's when it started.
No, I get it, because she would do that and leave it like that, and then it would get matted, and I would have to sit there for hours and pick out that rat's nest, and it would be so greasy, and it would take so long, and it would hurt her. Like, she would cry and stuff because it would be so painful. And it's like, please get your hair cut, then it'll be easier to, manage.
But if she's going to cry because it's so painful, then you let her cry. I mean, it sounds mean and heartless, but you have to let her cry. You gave her the option of cutting it. She doesn't want to take it, then you got to do what you got to do. Like I said, I got natural curly hair. If I get tangled, I get tangled. 1 or 2 options. Cut it or go through it.
But she would not do it. She absolutely refused.
I know. And like when I picked her hair, I used like an actual, I went to Sally's and got stuff. I got like a pick, and I used like baby oil. I used conditioner.
Okay, so she is talking about a pick, an actual pick. Okay, I got that right, because like I said, I use it on my hair.
I used so much stuff.
Yeah, it's like you were really trying, and it's like she wasn't trying to keep it from happening.
Yeah,
but we had to try to take care of it.
I only did it the one time. She had never done that before.
I'd had to do it more than once.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. When Amberlynn was with Destiny, Amberlynn took better care of herself than she did when she was with Beck. With Destiny didn't put up with the crap like Beck did. Beck put up with a lot more than what Destiny would.
So, geez. But it's like, at least you were willing to still try to do it. And you were broke up with her.
Yes.
That was not your place.
None of it was. Like, all of these things that she still made me do for so long, none of that really was my responsibility. But like at the time, I felt bad because
she didn't have nobody else.
By herself, and she had nobody else. Like,
yeah, exactly. Me
that
too.
was her own fault.
Imagine being with somebody and staying with somebody just because you feel sorry for them. But also imagine that person got themselves in that situation all by themselves, but you still feel guilty. Amberlynn, manipulation and guilt trips. That's what you give to your significant other. You should feel ashamed of yourself, but you do not.
Because, she was hanging out with Charlotte and his cousin, and but she didn't want to hang out with them unless her hair wasn't like that, for one. And then, she didn't want to talk to them about that kind of stuff. She just wanted to be, like chameleon to them. She just, formed to hanging out with them.
Right. Yeah, she didn't want them to see that side of her.
And they are blocking out a lot of names, which is kind of cool, because you know how Amberverse is. These are weird. But you know how Amberverse is. People will look them up, and they'll go after them and everything. So it's best to keep them off if you can keep them off.
Yeah.
Because it was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was.
Right. But it's like it was totally fine for us to see that. And for us to have to deal with it,
Literally. Why don't you want to leave yet?
I'm about to. I'll text you when I leave.
Why don't you care that I want to spend the day outside of the house?
I do.
You don't, LOL. You would have left already.
I do. Please don't.
Then can you just leave now? I've been ready and waiting like a complete loser.
I am soon.
All Amberlynn has to do is go and get her driver's license, but Amberlynn is scared out of her mind. absolutely out of her mind. Amberlynn is scared to even drive. I can't wear these things either. But Amberlynn is scared to even try to drive. And sometimes you just got to try to get over your fear. And she went into a parking lot one time when she was with her very first girlfriend. That she came on YouTube with. She went into this parking lot and Crystal let her drive the car, and she was just putting around to put her foot on the gas, put it on the brake. She was barely even moving, thinking she was just going so fast, and she was so proud of herself, and she was so scared. And it's like she wouldn't go any further. She wouldn't progress herself or anything. And so if that's how much effort she's gonna put into something, she's not gonna succeed at anything. So we got to see a very good look into Amber and how much she would even try to do something. So we should have known from the very get-go that she didn't care enough to try to push herself.
That's what you have been saying for 2 hours now.
I am, though.
What is taking so long?
I feel like she would be whining the entire time. I'm so surprised she wasn't calling you back to back, dude.
She was. That's why she was saying she was sorry for all the texts and calls, because she was calling me. If I wasn't responding to her on this, like, very quickly, she was trying to call me and everything. And, like, there's some of the times you can see where it took me a while to call her back. It's because Dana took my phone.
Yeah, Dana was like, I ain't putting up with this. Nope, you're my girlfriend now. You're not her girlfriend. You ain't even got to be at her every beck and call. That's not how Amberlynn thinks, though. The mind of a manipulator and the mind of a narcissist is just completely different. Yeah.
And, like, would either turn it off or just put it somewhere else because we were getting very annoyed.
Right. I mean, I don't blame you guys either. Like, this is your ex. She shouldn't be calling and texting. Where are you? Where are you?
Literally.
It's like, you don't have control over me anymore, man. I am, though.
What's taking so long?
Nothing.
Then there you go. If you aren't doing anything and you know what I'm going through, you'd tell Dana you have to go. I just wish I understood everything better.
I'm sorry.
See, Amberlynn didn't care that Destiny was with somebody else because Amberlynn thought that Destiny and her were going to get back together. So Destiny gets with Dana. And when she gets with Dana, then that solidifies that there is no more Amberlynn and Destiny. So Amberlynn, she always has to have somebody there for her and somebody to do things for her. That's the way she's always been. She's always had to have somebody in her grasp. And I didn't realize it from like the very get-go whenever I was watching her, but now I see that. I see that she's got to have somebody for help, especially listening to them right now, because Destiny breaks up with her and she still has to have Destiny. It's not a need or not a want. She has to have Destiny. She doesn't have anybody else. So what she needed to do was call in a nurse or, call in a hairdresser, a mobile hairdresser. She needed to take care of herself. But she wouldn't do that. She wanted to just pile herself onto Destiny more so she could hold on.
Can you explain it to me? Explain why I'm here waiting for you when we should already be hanging out.
I don't have an explanation.
Do you just not want to be near me?
That's not it.
You want to be around her.
Sorry.
We have plans though, Destiny.
I am coming.
You're completely putting me last.
Oh my God. You have no idea how many times she would say that to me. You're completely putting me last. You're always putting me last.
Oh my gosh.
Not trying to.
When you're in a different or in another relationship and you're no longer with that person doesn't have to be first anymore. You can actually put yourself first if you need to put yourself first. But if you got kids, and things like that, it's different. But in their kind of situation, Destiny needed to put herself first after being in a relationship with Amberlynn. Same with Beck. Beck needed to put themselves first after being in a relationship with Amberlynn, because Amberlynn kind of just knocked Beck down in self-awareness and things like that, self-esteem.
We aren't going to have time for me to do anything. Need to be at the movies at 10. I want to go to Target. I want to eat. It will take us an hour to get there. Like, what are you doing to me? You're torturing me. I would never do this to you.
I'm gonna be there soon.
You haven't even left yet, Destiny.
I'm really sorry. I am about to.
How can you be really sorry if you aren't doing anything about it? You only say sorry if you're going to change what is hurting someone.
Amberlynn does not say I'm sorry, though. So how is Amberlynn admitting to her faults or accountability or anything? She wants Destiny to say I'm sorry, but she won't say I'm sorry.
You've become cold. I always thought the world of you. I never met someone like you. Kind, gentle, patient, understanding, warmest heart I've ever met. But now, look at you. I don't understand what has happened.
Amberlynn, I'm not being cold. Please stop making me feel like a shit person.
Are you kidding me right now? Amberlynn then tried to turn that all the way around. She just tried to flip that back on Destiny. And luckily enough, Destiny did not fall for that. That's amazing. I'm glad these two are able to laugh about this now. They need to laugh about this.
This is cold. It really is. We had plans that you aren't caring about.
I am.
If you cared, we would be in Lexington right now.
Okay.
We probably won't get to Lexington till 7 p.m. How am I supposed to eat peacefully and then wander around Target in such a short amount of time?
That's not true.
I wanted to spend all day with you. That was the plan.
Okay, so she admits it. She just wanted to be around Destiny. So why didn't she just say that in the beginning? I just want to be around you. That's it. I just want to spend time with you all day. Just come out with what your idea is and what your ultimate motivation is. I mean, come on, just come out and say it instead of, him hawing around. But that's not what Amberlynn wanted to do because she knew Destiny wouldn't fly with that.
I'm about to leave.
You've been saying that for hours.
I really am.
Please call me.
No.
Why not?
When I leave, I will.
You just said you were leaving? You always told me you'd be here for me no matter what. You're proving otherwise lately.
Stop, please.
I just want to get out of the house and have a good time, and it's like pulling your teeth out. Have you left yet?
You gotta take a moment, you just gotta laugh. You just gotta sit back and laugh because you can imagine Amberlynn doing this. I can. I 100% I can imagine Amberlynn doing this just because she can. Nobody's going to get on to her or anything. Destiny's just going to shut her down, but Destiny's not going to turn around and yell at her or nothing like that because I don't know who all does that. At this point, nobody else did.
Are you getting my text? I feel really sick and I am having an anxiety attack. I really need someone.
Yeah, I was waiting for your call, but didn't get one.
Calling.
No, you really didn't put up with much. Like, you did put up with some stuff, but you also were really quick to put your foot down, and she let you do it because she also had this adoration for you that I don't think she's had for anybody else.
Told you, Destiny would put her foot down so Amberlynn couldn't get away with anything. And that's one thing, I think that's the reason why Amberlynn liked Destiny so much, because Destiny stood up to her. Nobody else has stood up to Amberlynn. Amberlynn's been able to walk all over everybody else, and I think pretty much she was able to walk all over Wifey. In my opinion, them two bought each other. Just my opinion.
I don't know what it was. When me and her first got together, she tried to be that way towards me, just like, how she is. And I was like, that don't fly with me. It doesn't. I don't care who you are to me. You're not going to treat me like that. Because the girl I was with before her treated me like that. And I was like, that is not happening ever again. And never even acted like that until after we moved in together. We weren't even moved in together a month. And we got into that huge argument where I accidentally called her Pookie.
Ooh, okay. Mm-hmm. Amber Lynn, yeah, I remember all this. Amber Lynn threw a big, huge hissy fit because good old Destiny just slipped up one time. Oh, hold on. Let's see what Destiny says before I storytell. I'm getting really bad at storytelling for y'all, aren't I?
And she walked home from Walmart. That was not a month living together.
Are you serious?
I really didn't care. I was like, I mean, if you're not going to answer my texts, you're not going to answer my calls, and you're running away on a scooter in Walmart, I'm going to just leave you there. So that's what I did. And I left her there. And she walked home. And
wait, so she was running away in a scooter from you?
First of all, we were both in scooters because she always made me ride in one too.
Okay, but here's the thing. Amber Lynn was mad, but she was acting like she wasn't mad, but you could tell she was mad, so Amber Lynn was trying to pass it off. And that's the thing with Amber Lynn. Sometimes you can just read it all over her face, and you know she's lying. Liar Lynn is in the building a lot.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Anytime, I don't know.
Let me guess. So people weren't looking just at her.
Yes. She was like, well, I don't want to ride by myself. And I mean, for the most part, when we went to Walmart, it was at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, there wasn't many of them being used. So, I didn't feel as bad, but
And Amber Lynn also used the excuse at all times that, her feet hurt because she wore the wrong shoes, because she would wear flats all the time to work. Most likely because her feet wouldn't fit in any other different kinds of shoes. And I also believe that she used scooters because she couldn't get around Walmart that much because she was extremely lazy. And one time Destiny couldn't get a motorized scooter at Walmart, so Destiny had to use just a regular wheelchair, and roll herself around Walmart in a regular wheelchair because Amber Lynn didn't want to be in one by herself. So Amber Lynn had plenty of excuses, and one of her main ones, besides, my feet hurt, and she's got a heel spur. That was one of them. But one of her main excuses was it's midnight and there's literally nobody's in the store, and everybody and their brother uses these scooters. So she always had an excuse for the reason why she was on a scooter.
I didn't want to ride on the scooter anyway. It was dumb.
Right.
And
you could walk faster.
We were, I want to say in the coloring books or something. And I just was casually talking to her and said it. And she didn't even say anything to me. She just scooted away. Just gone. So I started calling her.
You can imagine her having a hissy fit in the scooter. Because she's got her little attitude going, and she just bouncing away. I'm sorry. I can just imagine that.
And texting her, and she wasn't responding. And then when she did answer, she was I don't know, she was yelling, and she sounded like she was crying. And she was like, why did you call me that? And I just it was just a habit kind of thing, said it. So I was didn't even really register what I said to her. And then when she said it to me, she said, you called me Pookie or whatever. I was like,
you had literally only been with her for a month.
Yeah.
But that was long enough for Amber Lynn to reach freak out mode. Because once you're with Amber Lynn, you're with Amber Lynn, and you're not supposed to be with anybody else. And Destiny should have known that, because Amber Lynn rushes into everything, just like Amber Lynn right now. I'm in my single era. How many times has she been in her single era? I mean, come on now. How many times has she said, I'm going to be single, and I'm going to stay single, and I don't want to be with anybody else? How many times has she said that and done that? We've been down this whole roller coaster. We've been on it, and we know it ain't gonna last long.
I mean, we had been talking for a while. This was July. We had been talking since February or something.
Right, so, but that's still just a few months.
We had just recently met, in that month too, physically met. So it's it was a whole thing.
When she moved from Virginia to Florida.
Yes. And she hung up on me, and then she just wouldn't answer me again.
Doesn't it? It's so nice that they sound like they're best friends now. It is so cool that they get to come together over just a mutual, I don't want to say anything negative, but they have a trauma bond kinda from being with Amberlynn, but they have each other to lean on, and it's actually pretty cool because they're not down anymore, and Amberlynn's not able to get to them mentally anymore. So it is actually kind of cool.
She wouldn't answer my text. I was like, okay, well, where are you? Like, I want to go home. Like, clearly we're not getting anything, or like whatever we were there for. So, and thankfully we were at the Walmart close to our apartment. We usually stopped at the one by our work, which was like 30 minutes away.
If you were 30 minutes away, then she'd have to answer you, or she'd have to get a taxi or whatever Uber back then. I don't even know how old yeah, I don't even remember. I can't think back that far sometimes. She'd have to find her own way home. Should have made her be an adult.
So miraculously, we were there, and I left. I was like, fine. I'm not dealing with this. So I left.
I'm surprised that she walked home.
See, now this is the reason why I just need to shut my mouth. I just need to shut my mouth.
I was so surprised too. But like at this point, she hadn't been working yet. So like, I don't know. She was just chilling at the house for the most part. So she had to have built up some stamina just sitting around.
She did not just throw that kind of shade at Amberlynn. Oh my goodness gracious. Destiny can be a hoot and a holler.
How was it when she came home?
Well, when I got home, I still had been trying to call her. Like I was like, every little bit I got away from the Walmart, I was like, I don't want to get all the way home. And then her be like, come get me or something, like it was dumb. So
she probably still wasn't picking up, was she?
No. And she wasn't answering my texts. Like she wasn't even reading them.
She was just being a toddler. I mean, honestly, that's what she was doing. So you kind of just have to let her have her hissy fit and then just let her be. But it's kind of cool you let her walk home.
Anything. So I was like, whatever. Like she can figure it out, or I'll go get her eventually, like when I feel like it, like on my terms. So then I got home. I cleaned up a little bit of stuff, did what I needed to do, and I got in the shower. Like I just went about my nightly routine. Like I got in the shower, took my shower, and right about the time I was getting out of the shower and I was trying to get dressed, she had been calling me.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, you wouldn't go pick her up. And she was mad. So she had to get herself home. And the way she got home was herself. If I'm not mistaken, that's how she got home. But she didn't portray this as her being mad. It's been a long, long time. But she didn't portray it as it being mad. She was more... I could be completely wrong. We'll see. We'll see.
She'd called me like twice. And I was like, oh, of course. Now you're ready. Now that I'm like in my pajamas. So when I answer it, she's like, I'm most of the way home. I'm like, what do you mean you're most of the way home? Like, how did you get there? And she was like, I walked.
I'm so shocked.
I was so shocked. I was like, well, do you want me to come get you? And she was like, no. So she finished walking home.
And that's what she needed to do. But see, here's the thing. She would get mad about something, and the way it was with Destiny didn't care. So she would get mad about something, and it would be like an argument between them two, and you could kind of tell it was an argument, but yet she would have the camera up, and she'd be vlogging it, and she would just pass it off like, oh, this is, me and Destiny did this. Destiny said this. What did you just say? And it's kind of like she'd put Destiny on the spot, and Destiny would pop off, and you can tell by the way Destiny popped off that it wasn't something cute and sweet and innocent.
She was too proud.
Yeah. And then, like, I really don't remember what happened once she got home. Like, we just went about her business. Like, I don't think it was ever actually settled.
She was probably too daggum mad at you to even say anything, and she knew you'd say something back, so she left it alone. Most likely.
You don't think that... I'm just really surprised that she didn't just, like, keep you locked and cornered into an argument all night and you got no sleep. Because if that would have happened with me and her, that's what she would have done with me. She would not have came home and just went about her night. It would have been hell on earth.
Yeah, but Beck, she had you more trained than she did Destiny. Destiny would have walked out on her, and Destiny proved that. Destiny was like, you're going to act up, you're going to do this, you're going to act a fool, we going to leave you acting a fool. We going to let you act a fool. Let me correct myself. Okay, it's getting late.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would have remembered if we got into like another argument or like was yelling at each other or whatever. But no, I don't remember that. So like, either it was a really bad argument, it's like blacked out. Like, I don't really do that though. So it's like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Like, I think I probably just ignored her because that's what I did a lot of the time when she just acted like that.
Best thing to do. But it made it matter. She got worse and worse and worse, and it upset her a whole lot more when you ignore her, because you're not supposed to ignore Amber Lynn, because she's the center of the universe.
I would just ignore her. Like, that's not going to get anywhere with me.
I'm surprised you were able to ignore her. She just made it so difficult for me too, because she would just make it to where I was really never out of her sight.
Yeah, I get it. Especially when y'all were there at Eric and Ricky's. Like, where were you supposed to go?
Beck had to quit their job just so that Beck had to quit their job just so that Amber Lynn could keep tabs on them. But Amber Lynn also needed Beck 24/7 at the same time. So, and I've already explained all that to you about, I've already explained the whole Beck situation, staying at home and da-da-da-da-da.
Right. And it's like she wanted to keep me away from them.
Yeah. She didn't want them to think badly of her.
No, like she always thought that if she wasn't in the room with us, that's what we were doing, was all talking crap about her.
That's insecurity, and we've always known that Amber is severely insecure, but she won't admit it. And that's why whenever she's talking about BPD, it's kind of, she's got a lot of diagnoses. There could be some other things that she really needs to be talking to a counselor about, or her therapist, or psychiatrist, or psychologist, whatever in the world she's seeing right now. I don't even know, because I don't even think she can keep it straight herself.
Like our entire world revolved around talking crap about her. And that just wasn't the case. Did it happen? Yeah. But it did not happen all the time.
Yeah, because I mean, it's nice to take a break from thinking about you, talking about you, dealing with you.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand.
And it's like, I'm actually able to vent to people who get it because they're here witnessing it all.
People don't understand the idea of how bad Amber Lynn is, especially like whenever I tell them, that I talk about Amber Lynn and I try to explain a little bit of Amber Lynn to them. They don't even understand. They're just like, okay, you talk about an overweight person. Okay, that's gluttonous. That's manipulative. Well, yeah, but there's a whole lot more to it. And they try to use words to describe Amber Lynn, and there's not words. It's not simple words to describe her. You need paragraphs to describe her. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. She's not a simple person. I mean, heck, you can describe most people, as a family person, or something like. You can't do that with Amber Lynn, because she doesn't just settle down in one certain way. She's got to be up in everybody's business. She's got to be the one that's at the center of everybody. So I don't think she could ever settle down and just be happy with herself or happy with one person. I don't think she could ever do that.
Yeah. And it's not like she's quiet about anything. So it's not like they didn't already know. Just because you weren't in the room with them doesn't mean they didn't know what was going on.
Oh, yeah. They could hear everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because we all know Amber wasn't quiet either when she was mad.
Yeah. No. Did not care.
No, she didn't.
I wonder if she would get mad. Okay, it's not even a wonder. She would probably get mad, and then she would most likely, in front of Eric and Ricky, whenever she decided that, she was going to go in there and talk to them, she'd probably play it off like, oh, it wasn't that big of an ordeal, or, Beck started it. Maybe it's all Beck's fault. I don't think she really wanted to take accountability for even the arguments she started, and Ricky and Eric knew that most of them were Amberlynn.
Whew, we are way off topic. Are you ready to keep going on these screenshots?
Okay, so these are on that hate group about me. Dana is doing exactly what breaks my heart every single day regarding being on YouTube. I would appreciate it if you would talk to her and tell her to stop. This is completely disrespectful. Destiny, you know everything I've been through with this. This girl you like is now beating down the girl you used to love.
Oh my goodness, Destiny, take care. You got to take up for me because I can't take up for myself. I don't want to get involved with this. You need to defend me. You need to defend my honor. That's what you need to be doing right now, Destiny.
Please make this stop. Well, I mean, Dana was very against not even being civil with Amberlynn when me and her we weren't even dating yet. We were just talking and had gone on like a date. And then we hung out at her house, and she was just very against Amberlynn. Like, she didn't want anything to do with her. She didn't like nothing. So
why would she want anything to do with Amberlynn? Most people that are around Amberlynn don't want anything to do with Amberlynn. Look at the exes. Look at every single one of the exes. When they're done with Amberlynn, they're done with Amberlynn. It's like run far, far, far away. They drop her off and they leave. Each and every single one of them, they drop and go. Or, they grab their stuff and they go. All besides Destiny. Destiny stuck around. I don't know why she stuck around so long. Okay, I'm just going to come out and say it. Amberlynn did give Destiny money. Amberlynn did help Destiny out a lot. And so I think that Amberlynn buys a lot of people. And I think a lot of people allow Amberlynn to buy them. And so Destiny got help from Amberlynn. And Destiny got to where Destiny didn't help Amberlynn. So that's why Amberlynn would throw hissy fits. But, Amberlynn used Destiny, so why couldn't Destiny use Amberlynn occasionally?
Amberlynn sent me these screenshots because it's a hate group on Facebook, and of course Amberlynn was part of it. She had to be reading about herself.
Of course, always.
Literally, Dana just posted a picture of her and I. And people were just commenting on it, like, how do you deal and all that. And she was constantly, in these Facebook groups, she was constantly on, Discord. She was constantly on all that stuff.
So, Amberlynn was obsessed with Destiny, obsessed with Dana. She was also obsessed with anybody talking about her. She was obsessed with wanting to spend time outside her house, so she was obsessed with spending money. She was obsessed with absolutely anything and everything as long as it involved her. But she didn't want anything negative going on around her. Still the same thing today.
Yeah, I know. Especially Kiwi Farms. She drove herself crazy with Kiwi Farms.
Yes, I'd be like, why are you reading that? If it's upsetting you, why are you doing that to yourself? Why are you just continuously reading it and just, putting yourself down, basically?
Yeah. I don't know. She just did it so much to the point that she started letting it control everything that she did. And that's what was going into her videos and stuff, was her trying her hardest to do what she can to.
She's not going to change people's minds. Everybody already knows. We've watched her for years in vlogs. Once your mind is changed about Amberlynn, your mind is changed about Amberlynn. There's no ifs, ands, or bottoms to it. Once you see the light, you see the light. And you can't go back. And it's amazing how it's whoa. There's absolutely no way to go back.
Change people's minds or to prove somebody wrong in some way, somehow. But we all know that she would just end up messing up in the end anyway, especially if people would say, you're not going to go through on this diet. She's like, yes, I am. And she would literally do it for 5 days and then quit. But I'm getting way off topic. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
Hey, you can go off topic anytime you want, Beck, because we're going to still listen to all the dirt that you have to spill on Amberlynn, because Amberlynn spilled plenty of dirt on you.
The diet thing, that's crazy, because when me and her still lived here, before we moved to Kentucky, there was a point where she was trying all these different diets and going on Weight Watchers and all that. And I was like, first of all, Weight Watchers is some kind of subscription. You have to pay for it. I was like, I'm tired of paying for it, and then you don't do it. Or they give you those cheat points to use, like if you're out to eat or whatever, and she'd use all of them like the first day. And I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, it's just pointless.
Yeah, the other video I did with the whole Weight Watchers thing, she just repeats on this carousel and she just goes around and around in circles. And even when she didn't have the money to do Weight Watchers, she still said she was going to do Weight Watchers. She went vegan one time. Okay, she went vegan one time. You want to know what she ate? Oreos. Not kidding you. Because as soon as she found out that that was on her diet, that's what she ate. And that was part of her diet. I do believe it was Oreos. I do pretty much believe it was. Because as soon as she found out, she was like, I can have all of these that I want. Yep.
And then she'd be like, well, I want to do this kind of diet. And we'd go to the grocery store and spend all this money on groceries and then go out to eat.
Yeah, and then that food would rot.
Literally, I was like, you need to, like, we didn't make very good money. I don't know how we really survived at that apartment. Like, I don't know. Like, she managed the money. I don't know how she managed the money, but she did.
But Destiny has said this a few times. Amberlynn managed their money so well, but she had no idea how Amberlynn did it. But Amberlynn always made ends meet. And Destiny has come out and said this a few times. So this is nothing new, really.
I was like, you need to pick groceries or going out to eat. Like, it doesn't matter to one, but we can't do both. Not with the amount of money we were making. I was like, it's just not going to work out that way. And
right.
Then it would just be like, well, I really need to go on a diet. And I'm like, I'm not against you going on a diet. Do what you need to do, but you can't decide to go on this diet and then us leave Walmart and go to like Denny's.
I started thinking at some point, which y'all don't have to agree with me, and y'all probably won't, but I started thinking at one point, maybe Amberlynn says, I want to go on this diet. I need to go on a diet. I think I'm going to start this diet. Maybe she does that thinking that her partner's going to say, you don't need to go on a diet. You look wonderful how you are. Maybe that's what she's wanting, and nobody is saying that to her. And maybe that's why she's so attached to Tommy, because Tommy has most likely said that to her. You don't need to go on a diet. You don't have to go on a diet. I think you're beautiful the way you are. Maybe that's why she's like, I want Tommy. I still want Tommy behind the scenes. She wanted Tommy. Maybe Tommy's the only one that's actually said that to her. I don't know.
We were regulars at Denny's for so long.
Really?
We ate there like every night for so long. It was ridiculous.
Destiny could have just kept driving and not even stopped. I mean, that's an idea. Save a little bit of money. Just say, no, I'm going home. I'm tired of eating out. I don't know about y'all, but if you eat out too much, you're just like, I want a home-cooked meal. I can't do this.
I can kind of see that, though, because that became Cheesecake Factory whenever we moved to Lexington.
And that's so expensive to keep on doing.
It really, really was.
That's god-awful. I mean, we had, like, we'd walk in and they'd be, like, chit-chatting us up, and we had our spot, like, that they kept for us. Like, it was an every night thing.
Oh, my goodness gracious. And the only thing I'm thinking right now is tipping. Did you leave a good tip? Especially if it's an every night thing. Because if you left one good tip, two good tip, 3, 4, 5, then they're going to expect it each and every time. Yep. Hopefully you didn't, just walk out without tipping them.
Shameless now.
Yeah, what was the whole shameless now thing?
Because we had started watching Shameless together, like, right before Christmas. No, we started watching it Black Friday. Because we went to Lexington to Black Friday shop. And we went to Denny's. Because we hadn't been to a Denny's in a while, and that was our thing, whatever. And the waitress was telling us about Shameless. She couldn't remember the name of the show being Shameless, but she was just telling us all the kooky things that happened in it.
Yeah, and I actually liked Shameless, and I was watching it with my husband, and my husband got ahead of me, and then I was like, not fair, and I'm not going to catch up, yeah, because that's what I do to him sometimes, because I run out of time, okay, I do. I run out of time, so when he's watching on his lunch break or whatever, I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to do something else. Kind of like this.
So we were like just really into watching it. And that was basically when she would say that, it was because she was upstairs or downstairs watching TV, and I was either opposite of her and she'd want to watch it.
So, okay, this is the juicy stuff that I had no idea about, dude. Had no
Oh,
idea.
Okay, so this was going to get to the interesting part. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and kick my feet up. And, yeah, I'm going to get comfortable. See? I'm going to get comfortable. If this is going to be the juicy part, we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to get right into this. And we're going to find out something good and interesting. You ready?
oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. I don't remember how she met these people, for one. And I don't know if that, like, I know that that's their names, but like, I mean, I don't know. She was talking to a girl named, and then another person. I don't remember like their pronouns or anything. They just went by.
And once again, I am so glad that they are beeping out the names and blocking out the names. That is awesome. Because like I said, Amberverse, your privacy ain't nothing.
That's all I know. But okay, so I don't know if she was in a relationship with anybody or if she was single or like what was going on with that. I just know that like they talked a lot. And this was after me and her broke up. Like this was very quickly after me and her broke up. So that's why I didn't understand why when I did go out hang out with Dana, like what was the big deal? Why weren't you talking to one of these people? Because she was talking to these people right after we broke up.
No, she's probably talking to those people whenever y'all were still together. Most likely. Yeah, y'all can see the screen. I am sorry for the glare.
Of course. I mean, that's just what she does every time.
Literally. So
that's what makes me like she's talking to people behind our backs anyway, is what she was doing.
Oh, yeah. Like I don't remember like how they met or like really anything about her. I just remember that she was talking to this person. But this is juicy.
Okay, Destiny. Okay, quit teasing. No more teasing. We're done with the teasing. We're gonna get into this now. Come on, let's spill it.
Okay. Was married. And also in a relationship with like an older woman. Like I remember Amber Lynn telling me that was technically like a grand person. Like I said, I don't remember their pronouns.
Well, at least Destiny is being very respectful with the whole pronouns thing. Because Beck changed their pronouns.
And I was like, what do you mean? Like, how old is this person? And she was like, I think, they're only like 32 or, something. Like they were in their early 30s. So I was like, well, how are they already a grandparent? Like that's very like early.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, their wife is like, I think she said that they were in their 50s or something. And it was like her kids from a previous marriage.
Oh, okay.
And they had.
So Amber Lynn was pretty much talking to another married person. So this is going to be. Okay, so the married person, Valentine, is actually the second married person that she was talking to. All right, we got a pattern going.
Grandchildren together. And I was like, well, why is this person talking to you if they're married? Like.
Wait, so were they talking like that?
Yes.
No way.
Oh, yeah. And like, I want to say lived in like Arkansas or Texas or something. I don't know where lived.
Hey, now, that's two different states. I'm here down here in Texas. Like two different states.
But I remember her saying something about like wanted to leave their wife, wanted to be away from it. But like didn't at the same time. Like it was like they were too chicken to go through with it. Like there was too much invested probably, which it sounds like there was. And I was like, if I were you, I wouldn't get in that mess because that just sounds like a big mess. Like you're just this other woman.
Amber Lynn is a big mess. Why wouldn't Amber Lynn start a big mess and get in the middle of a big mess? Because look at what she's in now, a big mess.
To this married person, like leave that alone.
Right.
And like she didn't. And I know that they were having, like phone stuff. I know they were doing that. And she was doing that with like.
Oh my God.
I don't know why she was trying to talk to Casey. That was weird. Like,
so
I don't
she
know.
She was trying to talk to Casey during this. She was also talking to, and married.
Casey. Rain and Petals eavesdrop. I used the wrong word. Casey.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And we were broken up, and you see the way she was still treating me. And I don't know
so
why
crazy.
I don't know why she was trying to talk to Casey, like, at all, because this was right after all that stuff happened with Casey. So,
Oh.
like, I
But
don't
then
know
why
why.
would she be asking Casey won't talk to me anymore? Because you just accused him of something awful?
Yeah. And all that boiled down to was that she used the wrong word.
Yes, and like I said, never apologize, because sorry doesn't come out of Amber Lynn's mouth. All it was used the wrong word. But Amber Lynn's kind of still like, okay, well, you still need to talk to me, you still need to have a relationship with me. But I've heard differently. I haven't gotten to Amber Lynn's live stream just yet.
I know it absolutely breaks my heart because that could have potentially ruined everything for him forever.
I mean, anyone can Google your name when you go to put in for a job, and someone could have easily seen that, connected to him,
Right.
and been like, dude, there's all this stuff about you on the internet. I don't know if I want my company to be a part of what you got going on.
Yeah, exactly. It's very detrimental to someone, and he's in a good place, but it could have really been potentially bad, and she just doesn't care about that.
Absolutely, she doesn't care. She didn't even think about that. She didn't want to take time to think about that. Why would she? Doesn't bother her. Wouldn't have effect on her. I mean, look at it. She said it, she did it, and she just carried on with life. She just quit vlogging for a little bit, and she ignored the haters for a while, and there's a lot of people that don't know nothing about it.
No. She wanted the attention for the video.
Oh, for sure.
Because she was the victim in the video.
I just feel like it was so manipulative.
Literally.
Manipulative and, I don't know, just very disgusting. And it makes me sick to my stomach that I even was a part of this. Like, I was even with this person who was capable of being like that.
Right? Like, I never watched, like, from the time we got together, or, like, even when we were talking, like, before we have physically met.
Yeah, whenever they physically met, she was still living up at Crystal's house. And they weren't talking very long before Destiny went up there and picked her up from Crystal's house. And Destiny brought her from Crystal's house down to Florida. And so they had just been talking on the phone and whatnot before them two moved in together.
I never watched her videos. Like, when me and her first started talking, she didn't even tell me she had a YouTube channel. Like, I don't remember how I stumbled upon it. I want to say she had posted something on Instagram, and I was like, she posts YouTube videos. And I mean, she wasn't very big yet. But when I saw them, I said something about it to her, and she was like, oh my gosh, don't watch my videos. I was like, why?
Because the way she portrayed you in them. We saw you in your underwear a lot. And we saw you, she teased you being in a shower and on the toilet. Yeah, she put you in there in some compromising positions, so you didn't need to be watching it.
And I mean, it was like those early on videos where they weren't very interesting anyway, so it was like I didn't really want to watch it.
Right.
But it was like, okay, like, if you don't want me to watch them, I'm not going to watch them. And then, like, when we got together and she was, like, posting more and more, I still never watched them just because, like, I was living it. So, like, why did I need to watch what you did? I know what you did today.
Yeah, but there are some things, Destiny, you didn't need to be saying or doing in them vlogs, and you know it. You know there are things that should not have been said and done, and you did it.
Right.
So I never watched them, and then I never knew when she was filming. I never knew, like, what she was filming. I didn't know what she was going to edit out. Like, I knew nothing.
Right, and me either. I get it.
Like, because she was doing that, I didn't know what was being posted because I also wasn't watching it. So it was like a lot of the videos she posted of me where it's, like, very controversial for me, I didn't know she was going to leave that stuff in there, or, like, I just didn't know.
Yeah, but your defense can't be, I didn't know. Because, now that you know, you could have had her take down those videos. As soon as it was known, you could have gone to her and said, take them down. Take them down. I just don't want them on your channel. Nobody else needs to see them. Take them down. Doesn't matter that a couple of channels had them. Just take them down. At least they're not on her channel. But they're still there.
Right.
That it was even going to be, like, posted on the internet. Like, there was no forewarning that, like, hey, I'm recording you. It's going to go live, basically.
Right. And that was just a big invasion of your privacy anyway.
Let's see. Me and Beck are bad. Ugh. Casey won't talk to me anymore.
What?
I just have no one.
Yes, you do.
Who?
Me and Dana.
Pity party manipulation, Lynn. Go ahead and call her out as you see it. Why are you giving her time of day?
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm crying because I feel so shitty.
Don't.
I told Brooke I don't want to lose her, and she said maybe you should. WTF.
And you're just like, WTF.
See, you crossed out the name and then you said the name, and most likely you shouldn't have said the name, but there's nothing that can be done now. So if you cross it out, just don't say it.
You really probably didn't, did you?
Huh?
You probably didn't truly give too much of a crap, did you?
No, like, I'm like, why are you telling me your business? Like,
because she wanted you to care, Destiny.
Clearly. No one wants me. I'm so tired of getting hurt.
You'll find someone.
And so, then like, these were screenshots with me and you.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I wasn't being very honest to you either. Like, I wasn't that excited to meet her. I was just like...
Okay, so I just looked up at the camera at the time, and yeah, I'm a little over 30 minutes into this. And so I want to be able to break this down into little increments for you so it's not all at once. But I want to also be able to upload them closer together. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this down. And then I'm going to post one right after this. And y'all let me know if y'all like that version a lot more, or if you want me to just do all at once, because I can do that as well. But I'm going to try it this way, and then if y'all don't like it, please let me know down in the comments, and then I'll just do it all at once for the next one, the next live that I do, okay? So, just in case you don't go to the second part, because you just don't want to, and just, okay, I'm going to go on to the second part, and whatever else it may be, I'm going to go ahead and go on to that, and maybe you will too, but just in case, I want you to have a good day, night, weekend, holiday, year, whenever you might be watching this, and you remember to smile today or make somebody else smile, because it really can make a difference. Yeah, I'm not going to do my long outro because I want you to remember that where we're at, and we are now on Beck. Messages to Destiny. And I think this is a good place to stop, and I don't know how it's going to go through there, but I think this is a good place to stop for right now, and I'm going to get this one rolling out, and then I'll get the next one rolling out to you. So, y'all, like I said, hopefully you'll join me for the next one. If not, hey, I get it, I understand. But we're just going to sit here and we're going to chit-chat and just see what kind of trouble we can get into, alright? See you in the next one. Bye!